Ever felt like you were just a toy in someone's hands? Like that forgotten stuffed bear tucked away in the closet, only to be pulled out when there's nothing better to play with?
Yep. You were used as a distraction, given scraps of attention whenever they felt like it, ignored without a second thought, and left with that oh-so-sweet feeling that you were never a priority.
Romantic, right? But hey, don't cry over spilled milk. Let's face it, you put in the effort. You were all in, replying faster than a payment notification, showing interest like you were on a job interview. And what did you get? A big fat nothing. Replies colder than your mother-in-law's heart. And the cherry on top, that delicious sensation of being just another extra in her life's soap opera. Relax, my friend. The circus is over. The game always favors the one who knows how to play. And guess what? It's time for you to learn the rules. No more being the needy puppy wagging your tail. Now you're going to flip the script and make her miss you like she lost a diamond without even realizing it. And the best part? You won't need to send long pseudo-philosophical texts, beg for attention, or waste emotional energy on someone who treats you like a plan B. Nope. You're about to use some strategies so simple even a goldfish could get it. All while watching her go crazy trying to figure out why you suddenly disappeared from her radar. But before we dive in, a quick note. This video reached you because someone before you had the decency to like and subscribe. So do yourself a favor. Stop being a content leech. Hit that like, subscribe, and drop a thanks in the comments. Not for me, but for the algorithm. Because if it were up to YouTube, this video would end up forgotten in some dark corner. Just like you in that last conversation you had with her. Now, without further ado, let's get to the good stuff.
Number 1. The ridiculous mistake that got you here. Before I teach you how to climb out of that emotional pit you dug for yourself, let's figure out where you sabotaged your own game. And there's only one answer. You handed yourself over on a silver platter without even asking. Think about it. When something's ridiculously easy to get, does anyone really value it? Of course not. But when it's rare, scarce, and damn hard to obtain, suddenly it becomes the object of desire. Everyone wants a piece. Need proof? Try scoring a last-minute VIP ticket or buying a sports car on a shoestring budget. Good luck, right? Now apply that logic to your relationship. If you showed too much interest, were always available, responded faster than a fast food delivery guy, and made it your mission to please every second, congratulations. You became just another background extra in her story. Predictable, taken for granted, zero excitement, zero challenge. And what happens when someone is 100% sure you're there, ready for anything without breaking a sweat? You lose your charm. Simple as that. No mystery, no drama. She doesn't need to chase, worry, or even try. So why the heck would she ever value you? Here's the kicker. The more you try to fix it by showing even more interest, the deeper you sink into irrelevance. She notices she can ignore you at will, and you're still there, like a puppy waiting for a treat. Enough with the embarrassment. Today, that changes. Today, you stop being the free giveaway and become the trophy she'll work up a sweat to win. Lesson number 1, disappear the right way. Because nothing drives someone crazier than the void you leave behind. So open your eyes and listen up. What I'm about to show you is the first step in regaining your value and making her miss you like never before. Technique 1, strategic silence. How to make her flip without lifting a finger. Want to mess with her mind in a way even Freud couldn't explain. Just vanish. Nothing throws someone off more than an empty space. Nothing triggers panic like your sudden absence. When you stop replying, stop reacting, and stop being there like a well-trained puppy, her mind turns into a paranoia machine working overtime. And the reason is simple. People hate losing something they thought was guaranteed. Think about it. You spent months, maybe even years, playing the desperate role, sending messages, liking her stories, and chatting as if your life depended on it. And then, suddenly, nada. No emoji, no like, no sign of life. What happens? Her mind goes into meltdown mode. What's going on?
Did he lose interest?
Is he with someone else? Wait, did he forget about me?
And the more questions she asks herself, the more attention she gives you.
But here's the golden ticket. You can't just pull a teenage disappearing act and expect her to crawl back. That's amateur hour. Your vanishing act needs to seem natural, calculated, almost accidental. Something that makes her feel your absence without knowing if it was on purpose.
How do you do that? Easy. Cut any unnecessary contact.
Don't reply instantly. Don't like her photos. Don't even peek at her stories. If she posts something clearly to grab your attention, act like you're invisible.
Minimize your digital footprint.
You don't have to pretend you're dead, but you also shouldn't be plastering selfies every 5 minutes. The trick is to be present, yet unreachable. Scarcity creates desire.
When you reappear, do it with the chill of an iceberg. No explanations, no long texts, no, "Oh, I was busy." Just come back as if nothing happened, as if your absence is perfectly normal. That'll have her mind spinning.
This is the first shock you're about to deliver. The first step in making her realize that the game's over and you're no longer her doormat. And guess what? She's going to start missing you for reasons she can't even explain. But hold on. Disappearing is just the beginning. The next step is even more brutal. I'm about to show you how to make her believe that your life is infinitely better without her. And that, my friend, is where the real psychological warfare begins. Technique 2. The illusion of the perfect life. Make her wonder if she lost you for good. Now that you've evaporated from her life, it's time to plant an even scarier thought in her mind. Is he really better off without me? There's one thing people hate more than a late bill. The feeling of missing out on something amazing. That phenomenon even has a fancy name. FOMO. Fear of missing out. It's the fear of being left out of something incredible. And when someone who used to chase you suddenly disappears and appears to be living the best life ever, her brain short-circuits. Here's where the dirty game begins. You need to create the illusion that your life is off the charts awesome, as if she never even existed. And before you start posting pics on a rented private jet surrounded by wannabe influencers, chill. You don't need to pretend you've become a Bitcoin millionaire. No need to overdo it. The secret is to be subtle, yet surgical. How to pull off this psychological coup. Drop strategic hints. You don't need to post a selfie every day like a desperate attention seeker, but every now and then, share something on point. A sharp picture of you looking good, a snap from an interesting place, something that screams, "I'm living my best life." No melodramatic captions, no lame indirect messages. Let the image do the talking. Show real growth. New haircut, hitting the gym, traveling, picking up a new hobby. Anything that shows you've left that pathetic, needy version behind and transformed into someone worth noticing. The dumb move most guys make is trying to rub in that they're better without her. And guess what? That only shows you still care. The trick is to actually make the change and let her figure it out on her own. Ignore any attempts to grab your attention. If she drops a mysterious quote, a provocative photo, or some subtle hint, your reaction must be nada. No likes, no emojis, no story views. Silence is the ultimate slap. The goal here isn't to fake being better. It's to actually become better. Because once she realizes that she lost you to a stronger, more confident and detached version of yourself, the tables will finally turn in your favor. But hey, soldier, that's just the warm-up. The next move is the ultimate bomb to break the control she thought she had over you. I'm about to teach you how to respond in a way that makes her realize your attention is no longer a given. And that's when the fun really starts. And if you're tired of being treated like disposable trash, then wake up. It's time to stop swallowing disrespect and flip the damn table. Head over to the description and grab the digital book I left for you. Once you finish it, You'll know how to become a true challenge, how to never lower your head again, and how to put any woman in her place. No mercy. No more being stepped on. No more being an option. Now you set the rules of the game. Technique 3. The power of the short reply. Make her fret while trying to figure you out. Now that you've strategically disappeared and planted the doubt that your life is better than ever, chances are she'll try to reach out. It might be a, "Hey stranger," an innocent comment on one of your posts, or even a message pretending nothing's changed. And here's where most guys mess it up. The desperate instinct is to respond like a needy teenager. "Oh, so you remembered me now? Why did you vanish? You didn't want me before and now you don't." Congrats, champ. You just showed you're still emotionally tied to her. If you want her to remain obsessed, the only way out is to be unpredictable. The game of calculated cool. If she sends a message, your reply should be short, dry, and emotionless. Her, "Hey stranger." You, "Yeah, what's up?" Her, "How are you?" You, "Fine." Her, "What are you up to?" You, "Nothing special." See the pattern? No response sparks conversation. No answer shows excitement. No reply gives her any useful info. This triggers two automatic reactions in her head. Frustration. She craves your attention, but now you're giving the bare minimum. Curiosity. What's going on? Did you change? Is there someone else? Why aren't you falling into the old trap like before? This cocktail of emotions is pure dynamite for her mind. She'll be dying to know more. But listen, total radio silence isn't always the best play. If you ignore her forever, she might just give up completely. The game is to keep minimal contact, just enough to plant more doubts without ever offering that easy attention she once got. The key: every interaction with you has to feel like a challenge. She must feel that your attention is now a rare commodity that's hard to come by. But just replying shortly isn't enough. The next step is to crank up the mystery factor even more, creating an aura that leaves her obsessing over why you're acting so off. Now that you've got the knife in one hand and the cheese in the other, it's time to turn up the heat on this psychological game. Technique 4. The Unbearable Mystery. Make her go crazy trying to decipher you. There's one thing that can really mess with someone's head: uncertainty. When things aren't clear, the brain goes haywire, filling in the blanks with the worst-case scenarios. And guess what? You're going to use that against her. Now that your communication has turned into a cold, impersonal desert, it's time to spice things up with a little mystery. How do you serve the enigma? If she asks what you've been up to, your answer should never be obvious. No working, studying, or exercising. That's too predictable, too boring. Instead, drop a mysterious bomb. Her, "So how are you?" You, "Just living some interesting experiences." Her, "What kind of experiences?" You, "Hard to explain. Maybe one day I'll tell you." Boom, her mind is officially in overdrive. She wants to know what's going on, but you're not giving any clues. She keeps pressing, and you stay in control. Now she's chasing your words, trying to piece together a puzzle that you're deliberately keeping unsolvable. And don't stop there. If someone feels they can completely decode you, the charm vanishes. So mix it up. One day you reply quickly, the next you vanish for hours. One day you're warm, the next you're as dry as the Sahara. One day you comment on her story, then vanish for a week. This sends her brain into an endless loop of questions. What does he really want? Does he still care about me? Has he moved on already? And the best part? The more she tries to figure you out, the more she can't stop thinking about you. But hold your horses. Just keeping the mystery isn't enough. Now comes the final blow. You need to make her feel every bit of the pain you endured. And for that, I'm about to introduce the most ruthless, soul-crushing technique of all: the mirror effect. Technique 5. The mirror effect. Make her taste her own medicine. Now we're at the coldest, cruelest part of the game. Up until now, you vanished, built mystery, and made your attention a rare commodity. But if there's one thing that really makes someone feel the sting of what you went through, it's being treated exactly the same way.
And that's exactly what you're going to do now. What's the mirror effect? Simple. Give back to her exactly what she dished out to you. But keep it cool. No overacting, no tantrums, no telenovela drama. This isn't petty revenge. It's a strategic reset. She vanishes. You disappear for even longer. She replies with a cold tone. You reply with even less interest. She takes her sweet time to message. You act like you didn't even notice. Why is this so powerful? Because it flips the relationship dynamic. If you were once the desperate one waiting for her attention, now she starts realizing she's lost control. And when someone can't predict your reaction, they lose it. But pay attention to the most crucial detail. The mirror effect only works if it feels natural. If she catches on that you're doing it on purpose, the magic is gone. So the golden rule is simple. Do it calmly, without haste, and without expecting anything in return. How to pull it off without looking like a bad actor. If she used to leave you on red for hours, the next time she texts, wait twice as long to reply. But don't be that guy obsessively checking your phone. Just live your life. If she sends a dry, "Hey, what's up?" or "How are you?" resist the urge to start a conversation. Keep your reply equally flat. All good. Fine. Chill. No enthusiasm, no questions. If she posts something meant to spark jealousy, the only acceptable response is absolute indifference. Because nothing crushes someone's ego more than realizing their attempt at grabbing attention was completely ignored. Once she figures out that she lost the easy guy, the predictable, needy one, the balance starts shifting. But hold on, there's one last move. Disappearing, building mystery, and mirroring her treatment aren't enough on their own. The real final blow is making her see that now you're worth so much more than before. And that brings us to Technique 6, the value inversion. Make her realize the prize was always you. Up to this point, you've shattered all the emotional control she thought she had over you. But what really changes the game? When she finally realizes that the prize was always you. The biggest mistake guys make when they're rejected or treated like a backup option is thinking they need to chase her back. But here's the brutal truth. She's the one who needs to realize she lost you. And to do that, you need to completely flip how she sees your value. Before, she was sure you wanted to be with her. Now she needs to start questioning. Does he still like me? Has he moved on already? Is there someone else? How do you pull this off? Simple. Take her off that high pedestal and put yourself at the center of your own life. Steps to flip the game. 1. Stop seeking validation. That means you never try to impress her again. Not with texts, posts, or subtle hints. Your goal isn't to prove anything to her. It's to become a high-value man just for yourself. 2. Show that your life is moving on without her. Started a new project? Post about it. Hitting the gym? Let your transformation speak for itself. But keep it subtle. No overdoing it. No desperation. The secret is in the finesse. 3. Surround yourself with new people. Nothing crushes someone's ego faster than realizing they no longer occupy space in your life. If she sees you interacting with others, having fun, and living without needing her approval, the effect is instant. She realizes she's no longer special. The golden rule. You are the prize. But here's the most important detail. You need to truly believe it. Don't just act like you don't care. You have to genuinely not care. Because once you understand that your worth isn't tied to someone else's validation, you naturally become someone who attracts. And that's when the game completely turns in your favor. But wait, there's one final step. Because in the end, none of this matters if deep down you're still emotionally hung up on her. Now, I'm going to show you the final move. The ultimate game-ending checkmate. Total detachment. Technique 7. Total detachment. When you just don't give a damn. We've arrived at the final step. The moment when the weak get trapped in the past and the smart ones walk away as winners. Everything you've done so far was crucial for regaining control. But there's one detail that separates those who truly win this mental game from those who keep falling into the same toxic cycle. That detail is total detachment, the truth you need to accept. The less you care, the more power you have. And no, I'm not talking about faking indifference. I mean genuinely not giving a damn. Think about it. You spent months, maybe years, chasing after her, dissecting every little message, trying to figure out what to do to catch her attention. And what did that get you?
frustration, wasted time, and that delicious sense of powerlessness. Now, imagine a completely different scenario. You no longer wait for her message. You stop obsessively checking her social media. You no longer feel that pathetic need to prove anything. You simply live your life, with or without her. That, my friend, is freedom. And here's something no one tells you. Women notice when a guy isn't emotionally hooked anymore. Most men pretend to be detached, but deep down they're still waiting for a sign, a glimmer of hope. When you reach that level of genuine emotional freedom, you become naturally irresistible. How to reach that level of complete detachment? 1. Reprogram your mind. Stop thinking of her as your goal. The only goal now is you, your growth, your projects, your life. 2. Always keep yourself busy. Nothing fuels attachment like boredom. Fill your life with things that truly matter. Hit the gym, dive into your business, pick up new hobbies, try new experiences, meet new people. 3. Accept that some people come and go. Not everything lost is a loss. If she comes crawling back one day, fine. If not, even better. What matters is that you no longer depend on anyone to feel whole. And that, my friend, is the true final chapter of this story. But before you head out, I've got one last message for you. Listen up, because this is the ultimate game changer. The final lesson. Either you learn or you keep getting left behind. If there's one thing you need to take away from this video, it's that the game always favors those who know how to play it. You spent too much time thinking you had to impress her, prove your worth, and convince her that you were the best choice. But here's the brutal truth. You never needed to do any of that. You just had to stop giving your attention to someone who didn't value it. The fatal mistake of the desperate. Many guys think they need to chase what they lost, but the real winners are those who understand that when you become a high-value man, two things happen. What's meant for you comes naturally. What isn't meant for you was never worth it. Now, the choice is yours. You can keep being predictable, available, always craving external validation. Or you can finally take control. Become the man who doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. And if you want to keep learning how to always keep emotional power on your side, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and comment below. I'm the prize. Now hold your head high. The game has changed, and now it's on your side.